What's up, YouTube? YuGiOh Tube with another vintage values market watch. What is this, number 4 or 5? I've lost count, but it has been a long time. So just so you know, I don't want to keep doing these market watches like over and over again, just because the cards I really go through, since they are so old and vintage, we see some very slow progression with these, sometimes very slow in the upward spiral, sometimes very slow in the downward spiral. So that's another reason why I'm not doing these super often, just because the stuff we invest in, the older stuff, seems to be a much slower growth or decline no matter what you look at. So we are going to get started right now. We got a lot of good old school Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, some relatively new stuff, but overall most of it is going to be very old, so that's good stuff. So first we look at the Korean God cards. If you're looking here, we do have 3 sets of Korean God cards. Now, if you don't know, these came in a very rare Game Boy Advance game, the Korean version of that Game Boy Advance game. And as you can see, prices are certainly expensive, but for the longest period of time, these God cards have been widely considered, the rarest God cards ever. So for 4 sets to be available right now, as you can see here, a near mint to mint, they want $4.99 for the set, or best offer. A near mint, they want $3.50. One sold at $3.50 right here on February 28th, a couple weeks back. So certainly there is that demand for it still. Now, if you don't know as well, the Korean set is getting reprinted, I believe, in this artwork as well. So we may see a small decline, a dip here. But for them to actually pop up on the market, very cool stuff. Do I recommend buying this set? Probably not. If you're a big collector of God cards, if you really like them, go right ahead. But I just don't see that growth. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never been a big Korean fan. Overall, I like to open the stuff because it's cheaper. But if you are a God card collector, at least now you have options. For the longest period of time, these cards were the scarcest God cards to get. And I still think overall, production-wise, they are extremely low quantities. It's just demand. I don't know if people are going to pay for the Korean God cards substantial payments, but overall, you're seeing big numbers right now for ungraded copies. If you're unsure, I believe PSA does also grade these, so that's good to know. If you're looking for a PSA 10 set, you might be able to get it if you can find mint copies, so keep that in mind. Next up here, I just want to go through this, because this was definitely interesting. It was a Needleworm BGS 9, right? So you look at the Needleworm here, let's take a zoom in on it. And you see the inconsistencies of grading in general, whether it's PSA, whether it's Beckett. As you see here, it's a Beckett 9, and it got a 9 for good reason. Now, let's look at the subgrades, because that's why some people prefer Beckett, because you have subgrades to quantify a grade. Looking at the centering here at a 9.5, I don't see a 9.5 centered card here. Left to right is a pretty significant in terms of the centering. That should not be graded a 9.5 centering. A gem mint, a 9.5 is gem mint on Beckett scale. I don't see it, guys. It's still got a 9. I think it's probably worthy of a 9 in the centering. I don't think this would ever hit a PSA 10. It could. You never know. But to have a 9.5 centering subgrade, it shows you the inconsistencies. So no, I don't want to stop the recording. So anyways, let's escape. Let's go back here. Okay, so that sold apparently for $3.25. So that's a nice chunk of change for a mint 9 Beckett graded Needleworm. And we move on here to the Legend of Blue Eyes, as we always do. You can't skip out on Legend of Blue Eyes. It always seems to be the most volatile at this point. A lot of hype surrounding the first ever set of Yu-Gi-Oh! And right now we're seeing big numbers for unlimited Blue Eyes. Unlimited boxes. Look at these numbers. This just sold. This sold today, 3/15. So right now it's March 15th. By the time this is uploaded, might be the 16th, could be the 15th. Let's see what this sold for. Go to watchcount.com. And this sold for $560. So a box, we're looking now $550, $560. This one apparently at $719, $650. Unlimited boxes way up since January. January we saw $430. I sold mine for about $375 like 6 months ago. So these things are exploding in price. Reason being, probably because the first edition is getting too pricey for everyone, and they need the next best thing, which is the unlimited boxes you're looking at 7.5, 550. Overall, I think the realistic value is more toward the $550 to $600 range, probably more towards $6, maybe a little over $6, but I would not be surprised because they're so low on the market to see these go up to $6 to $7. Right now, you have one person asking $750. Do I like this as an investment? No, I don't. I don't like unlimited boxes at these prices. I like them at $2 to $3. I don't like them at $5, $6, $7, $800 a box. I don't see the value, especially because this has been reprinted in the Legendary Collections. It has been printed in the tins as unlimited, so I'm not seeing where you're getting this value. As a sealed box collector, you're going to need it. If you want it, you got to get it. But overall, I don't see the investment value at the current price of $600 to $700. I think it could take a very long time for you to make any sort of cash on that. But if you like it for a collection, go right ahead. Next up, we have to look at the first edition Blue Ice boxes, right? Now, if you see here, we're looking at, I believe this is the European. That's the European box. But we do have significant listings. At the very least, we have significant listings here. Let's take a look. $4,500 for a second print box, sealed. And then you have $3,500 for a second print box, sealed. Let's just see how many watchers are on this one real quick. Okay, there is perforation holds, and the top edge is a little pushed in, so it's not the greatest condition card or box, but for 35, I'm interested to see if it sells. It's got 8 watchers right now, 8 watchers at 3,500, and then we have the next one at 4,000 or best offer. So let's see here. Second print has not been counterfeited. Yes, he is correct. And of course, we have this new listing, the first edition, first print run box. Let's see if he says anything about the legitimacy. Booster box, case fresh. Case fresh. So let's see, does he have any other boxes? He has an unlimited box. He has a Metal Raiders unlimited box. And let's see. Okay, so there's another unlimited box at $650. I don't know why we didn't see that before. That, he says, is case fresh as well. If you're looking to buy this, you're going to want to out 2 first edition boxes. You're going to want to message this guy if you have any interest in buying this box down the line. You're going to want to message him. Just say, is this, you know, 100% legitimate box? For reasons being, you don't want to spend $4,000 on a counterfeit box. So yeah, we have 5 watchers on it. It'll be interesting to see what these things sell out. He doesn't have it as a best offer, so he wants that straight $4,500 in cash total. We'll see. So it seems like the LOB boxes are kind of cooling back down a little bit. But still 35 for a second print, 45 for a first print. I want to see what these things go for. I want to see some solidified sales figures. Should be fun. Should be very fun. Now let's take a look here. Now this was shocking to me. Exodia. Exodia is skyrocketing on the resale market. Seems like people are now moving on to Exodia and LOB. All of these pieces selling for quite a bit of money. This one here, if you notice, is $260 for a PSA 10 Exodia head, but this might be the Asian English version if I'm... Yes, that is the Asian English version that no one really cares about, really. It's basically the poor man's version of the first edition. And as you can see here, people are asking some big time prices on other LOB cards. But back to Exodia here, you're getting consistent sales, 400, 500, 600 for the pieces. The head recently sold for supposedly $1,200. It could have gone via offer, but we can't see it. But at this point, it looks to be $12, but nobody knows. Overall, the Exodia head has been going up in value, and I believe this was a first print. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at this. This definitely looks like first print, hence why you're getting, yes, this is definitely a first print. Yeah, and you are getting a $1,200 paycheck first print run if you have an Exodia head in first print. That's, you know, that's pretty insane, but let me see if there's any other first print PSA. There's a PSA 10 first print Gaia. They want $600 for, or best offer. There's a Trihorn Dragon. And look at this, a PSA 9 Celtic Guardian first print, $100. $100. Mystical Elf first print, PSA 10, $150. That was a buy it now. My goodness. PSA 9 first edition first print, Trihorn Dragon, only $150. Red Eyes, $350. Man-Eater Bug, you're looking around $200. Polymerization. There's a PSA 9 Swordsman. I think that was mine at $150. I mean, you're seeing some big-time prices. Let's just take a look at what this Red Eyes sold for, because I do have a more recent sale of a Red Eyes Black Dragon. So let's see what this one sold for in January. So in January, first edition, first print Red Eyes sold for $12.50. Now, the last first edition, first print Red Eyes I've heard sold. I have no confirmation, but I've heard, I think it was between 16 and 17. It could have been even more than that, 1600, 1700. It could have been more, but that was very recent from what I heard. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but it seems like the first prints are really, really exploding on the secondary market. And as you can see here, you know, Monster Reborn, PSA LOB. I saw Monster Reborn auction sell pretty recently, and let's see what that one was. Trihorn, PSA 9. There's a PSA 9 Red Eyes. I think that one was second print, and I think it sold for around $800. Let's take a look at that. I also did hear of a second print Blue Eyes first edition. I heard that sold for $1,200. And yeah, the Red Eyes second print, $818. $818. So it's a big difference now between first print and second print in terms of pricing. So the first print is definitely carrying some sort of premium. There's a Monster Reborn second print, almost at $400. Monster Reborn, hot card, which we'll get actually into later. And again, these are more second print cards. Let's see here. PSA 7, $26. There's more. So this Exodia, I believe this just got relisted. Didn't really sell for that. Yeah, didn't sell for 75. Just got relisted. So don't worry about that one. But again, latest pricing on a Blue Eyes second print run PSA 10 was $1,200. Rumor was $1,200. Rumor. Let me just say that again. $1,200. Okay, so that's good. We got through that. And of course, you have the Blue Eyes, the guy asking 25, which that won't sell. And we saw this one. We saw the first print run. Okay, so now we're going to DDS cards, and this is an interesting study. This is interesting because DDS cards, you saw the rise originally, and then you just saw the plateau / fall of these cards. Pretty heavy. And now you're starting to see that slow creep back up. So this is something to keep an eye on, definitely, especially the Blue Eyes. We are starting to see some significant pricing. And if you notice here, this I didn't see before, so we got to take a look at this. Oh, he relisted it. Okay, so did this not sell? Let's see what we got here. The last three numbers are 884. Let's see if it was just a fluke. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe he had two pristine 10s. But we'll have to see here if this is a legitimate sale. It's a Beckett 10 Blue Eyes DDS. This is recent. I had no plans. That sold for apparently $2,000. And he may have another one, Core TCG. That's a video for another time. Core TCG, how is he getting these Beckett 10s? Well, that is another video and a story for another time. Let's see here. So, back to the cards. There's too many ungraded cards. We gotta go through PSA. Wow. Seriaru, or however you pronounce that. PSA 10, about 190. Wow. That's wild for the card that was much less valuable originally. I mean, here's a PSA 10, Dark Dual Stories, Dark Magician, 575. You're looking at 240 for the Exodia. Now, a PSA 9 sold in March of 2018 here. And what does he say? Has a small dent on the edge. Is that the actual card or the case? Okay. Case. I was like, how did that get a 9 with a small dent? So a PSA 9, okay, Blue Eyes, we're looking at 760. That's pretty wild considering a few months ago, a PSA 10 Blue Eyes, we're looking between 850. So now a 9 is at 760. So you are seeing that growth. Here's another 9, 850. There's CRU again. PSA 9 Dark Magician, 191. 383 for that Exodia. Another 9 at almost over 800 shipped for Dark a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's see if we got anything else here. PSA 9 again. So is there even a PSA 10 Blue Eyes sale? That's a good question. I don't see it. So if you have a PSA 10 DDS Blue Eyes, you've got to be in pretty decent shape. Definitely something worth investigating. Core TCG, auctioning off another one. How many does he have? Quite a bit. Quite a bit, DDS. How did he get all those DDS games? A video for another time. So, we're looking at buy now or best offer, 1900 from David Adams. The good old David Adams for the Blue Eyes White Dragon PSA 10. But right now, if you got a PSA 10 Blue Eyes DDS, you're looking pretty good. You're looking pretty good right now. I'm sure if you threw that up for 1,000, I'm sure it'd go. Consider that it was 800 a couple months back. To now being able to get 1,000, a 20% increase in 2 months, 10% a month. That's pretty good. Keep an eye out for DDS. It's starting to climb back up. The supply in the market is definitely starting to dwindle. Core TCG, courtesy of Core TCG. What is it? Core TCG? Yeah. So there's a lot more where that came from, Core TCG Collectible. So keep an eye out for the auctions coming up, because he has quite a few, or she has quite a few of them. But again, maybe another video for another time, but keep an eye out for DDS. We're at 17 minutes. Oh my lord. That was the 9. Let's see what this is. That was the 10. Okay, Dark Magician Girl, one of the hottest cards ever. PSA 9, 16 watchers, 600 or best offer. That's outrageous for a PSA 9. Obviously, boxes, we know, are very expensive, very tough to get. But, I mean, this is outrageous. We had a PSA 10 sale. Let's go. A PSA 8 will set you back about $271. And here is the PSA 10 sold on February 19th. Let's take a look at what that sold for. So about 1 month ago, we had a sale of a PSA 10 Dark Magician Girl, and $12.50. $12.50. This card keeps going up. Makes me regret kind of selling mine for 1,000. I think it was $9.50. I have 2, so I do have 1 left, but $9.50 fine. It's up to $12.50, the latest sale. 600 for 9 is pretty ridiculous. Keep an eye out for Dark Magician Girl. It's always going to be hot. PSA 10 Mechanicalchaser TP1. I saw this auction going off. I was like, whoa, whoa, $900 for this card. 25 bids. Shows you the power of TP1 and let alone tournament packs. A TP1 Mechanicalchaser, $900, $30 shipping. And that's bizarre. I didn't think it'd go that high because you have one here. PSA 10 from David Adams at 11, or best offer. You have another PSA 10 at $12.99, another one at $15.99. So it's not like they're incredibly off the market here. For this to go for an auction at $900, that's very impressive. Very promising for any tournament pack cards going forward. Speaking of tournament pack cards, we have Toon Cannon Soldier here. TP6. If you notice, there's really only one seller, WoW Loot Sellers. We've heard mixed reviews of WoW Loot Sellers. I've heard a lot of different things about WoW Loot Sellers. But nonetheless, the guy has a ton of these. The guy has an absolute ton in mint or near mint plus condition. We're seeing a lot of sales here. In January, we saw some, and also in March, we had one of $39. And if you notice here, in January, he was only charging $34.99. He upped it all the way in March now to $39.99. It's up $5. So keep that in mind if you're looking to buy this card. He did raise the price on it. Got 7 available, 24 sold. If you don't have this card and you're looking for that ultra rare, you might want to give this a look. TP6 Toon Cannon Soldier. Let's see how many. That's the only one on the market. You have others from the UK. You have others from France. but this card has to be drying up. I mean, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time, and I feel that if I make this video right now, I would not be surprised to see a few sell. Unfortunately, I probably should pick some up now that I think about it. But we'll see. It's not a bad price at all for this card. For an ultra rare from any tournament pack, light play was 26. I mean, that's not bad. 40 bucks for a supposedly mint card. Not bad. Not bad. Now we move on to TP7. TP7, the set that was known for the Fortress Whale. Keep an eye out for the ultra rare TP7 DD Warrior near mint Troll and Toad. How near mint is that? Take it with a grain of salt. 5. Still relatively cheap here. You're looking at a ×3 mint to near mint at 170. Very light play at 50. And a mint to near mint again at 70. So we are still seeing now some prices going up, because at one point this was about a $20 to $30 card. There's another near mint at 49. Another mint to near mint at 49. Mint to near mint at 40. But you don't see that. There's not many on the market. This is another card that could have that delayed onset effect, you know, and people are going to buy up TP7. TP7 is not going to be readily available. With Fortress Whale out there, everyone wants that card, but people are forgetting the second best card in the set. And keep in mind, this card, along with the Toon Cannon Soldier, not overly mass printed in reprint sets. Yes, they have reprints, both of them, but there's not too many readily available where anyone could spend, you know, you could search DD Warrior, you can search Toon Cannon Soldier, and you're going to have 10,000 results. No. And it is a TP Ultra. I think down the line, they're going to hold some significant value. Speaking of that, we didn't think of the TP5 Luminous Soldier. So keep an eye out for these two cards. On the PSA 10, I did get rid of mine for $250. So that was a nice price. But again, if this goes to where I think it's going to go, at the end of the day, I might, you know, it might be time, but I might be out some cash on that one. A Luminous Soldier, let's see here, March 15th, we have a fresh sale today, a near mint at 25. This one from France for $40. Let's see what else. And a near mint at 47. I mean, this card has just skyrocketed. Here's another one in PSA 10. I mean, this card has absolutely skyrocketed. Remember when this card you could buy it now for $5? Remember they're readily available for $5? I do, and I remember I didn't buy any. Why I didn't buy any, and I knew it was cheap and I didn't buy. I don't know. So 125 for a PSA 10. That's quite the increase from what it was. So you saw the growth on that. How high are these going to go? I don't know. How high is DD Warrior? Has it plateaued at $50? Has Toon Cannon Soldier plateaued at 40? I don't know. Considering recent past history of tournament pack ultras, I think the sky's a limit with these, because I think overall there's going to always be people that wanted that 1 in 108 pack ultra rare from tournament packs, from the original set of promotional tournament playstyle packs. But we'll have to see. Structure deck Merrick. I mean, what is going on here? I have like a case around here, and I'm like, wow, this has gone up a little bit. 47 with a bid here. $47. First edition tournament pack Merrick. Tournament pack. Structure deck Merrick. You are seeing $47 as well. Buy it now. So another 46, 46, 46, 47. This is not what it was. This is not $30 anymore. This is up to 47 shipped. 36, 30. There's a 30, 46. So the prices are kind of all over the place. 35, 47, 35. I'm not sure what to think of this. There you go, down to 22 in January and 26. This one was $12.50, I think. Oh, it was opened. Okay. 30. So you're seeing all the way, you know, back in December and January, you were seeing 20, 25, 20, 26, and then it started getting up to 30 a little bit, and 30, 32, 35. Now it's up to 35, 30, 35, and now you're seeing 40. I'm not seeing much more. I mean, I think WoW Loot Sellers. Doesn't WoW Loot Sellers have a bunch of these? I thought they did. But you are seeing, I mean, looking at these prices, a lot in the mid-40s. But now we are seeing that increase. That's another 25% increase in a matter of a couple months. Reason being, probably because it's a character deck. That's why I invested so much into, well, not so much, a case. Probably 2 to 3 years ago. And I said, Why did this not go up? I thought this would go up. I bought it in at, like, I want to say 25 per starter deck. So I'm doing okay now, but after shipping and fees, it's like, after my 2 years of time, not really worth it. But we are finally starting to see the rise of these. I thought people would be more enamored with this because it was a character in the original show. I remember Merrick, and, you know, it's not like this stuff was just all over the place, and I saw the rise of Joey, Pegasus, Yugi, and Kaiba decks, so I said, well, you know, it's not that bad, but we'll have to see. We'll see what happens with these, but it is on a little bit of an incline. Monster Reborn. We talked about this card from LOB. Let's talk about now from Lost Art. Interesting card. We're looking at 35, 30, 33, 32, free shipping, near mint. Obviously, it has paid for, if you spent 30 at the card store or whatever it may be, you have been paid. Those packs or whatever you bought at the card store were free if you decide to sell this card, even after fees and possibly shipping. Monster Reborn, obviously people love the art. And let's look at sold listings here from Canada. This one was only, wow, only 27 bucks. And you see massive fluctuations, 41, 38, 38, 37 shipped, 46, 40, 40. I mean, we're seeing $40. I mean, this is a card. If you're going to bank on one card from the Lost Art promotion, you want to bank on Monster Reborn. I have bought a playset not long ago. I paid probably between 20 and 25 a card for it. So let's say about 25 a card just because I missed out on this promo. I didn't realize how few cards were distributed to card shops and how they were never restocked. And you know, to live in a populated area and for these to be gone in one day or 2 days and that was it, I was shocked. I thought these things would be all over the place. I was wrong on these. I thought they were just massive, but 300 copies per store. No. I mean, I heard stores had 30 of these copies, and these are big stores that sell to a lot of people. So, I have a separate video for the Lost Art promotion coming, my thoughts and value going forward. But Monster Reborn, something to keep an eye on, but a very risky hold at that. A very, very, very risky hold, because once Konami says, oh, let's print it in secret rare with that artwork, well, you know, you kind of lost here. You lost your art, and now you lost your value with the Lost Art card. So, very risky hold. You know, if it hits like $50, you might want to really, really think to yourself, if it's 50 bucks, I gotta get rid of it because this thing could be really worthless really soon if Konami decides to reprint. We know Konami is reprint happy. Will they ever just keep something special in the form of this art? I don't know. Also, doesn't help that the rumor is for Star Deck 2018 in Japan also has a Monster Reborn in this art, but that's what always Japan has. Japan has always had the Monster Reborn in this artwork, never the TCG artwork. So, take it with a grain of salt. No one really knows. So we'll have to see what happens with the starter deck in the English form. If it's this art, we're already lost. Even if it's common, it shows Konami's going to print this artwork again. I just wish they held it special because it was a quote-unquote 20th anniversary or whatever it may be, celebration. I wish. But that should be it here. Now, this is interesting stuff. 20th anniversary, speaking of it, in Japan, you have these silver and gold cards. These Blue Eyes White Dragons in gold and silver. In legitimate gold and silver. Pokemon did this with Pikachu. I think they produced 100 copies. I'm not sure. I think it cost, what was it, $2 grand for it? I'm not 100% sure. I remember when it came out. But here's the Japanese website. Right here, I translated it through Google, and as you could see here, I just wanted to throw, this isn't really a market watch, but it's just cool to see. I don't know if many people knew, many collectors even knew about this, but most probably did. The Blue Eyes White Dragon 20th Anniversary Silver Edition, sterling silver made by lottery for 200 people. We plan to implement a total of 4 times. So the winning number would be 800 people, so 800 of these produced the 20th anniversary period until February of 2019. So a year they're going to give it away kind of in 4 batches of 200, I suppose. And campaign target product, you need to exchange 20 sheets, which is 20 pack wrappers, I want to say, and mail it to this Japanese address. So if you live in Japan or if you know someone in Japan, you might want to give it a shot. If from the US, from the Europe, it's not going to make a difference. Japan, it's a strictly Japan thing. So unfortunately, I will not be able to get this Blue Eyes. Ooh, unless I pay like up the wazoo on eBay for it. Maybe. But no. So that's it. So pretty cool. And they are coming out again with the gold one. So I don't know what they have here. But if you could see at the bottom of the page, here's like a special pack that comes with every $10 spent in Japan, I believe. And then every month here, the 12th month, it's all coming soon. So we'll have to see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Staying around the 20th anniversary, here it is again. And as you could see, the starter deck 2018 in Japan. You know what? Yeah, we're going to take a look at that on eBay. Starter deck 2018, for the first run of starter deck 2018, you have a chance at a 20th anniversary. Well, you have a chance at a 20th anniversary token, including the deck, to be replaced with a copy of one of 30 different cards from the past. These cards are extremely limited quantities, from 10 to 300 copies of excess stock supply. I find it bizarre, though, because they say to replace with a copy of one of 30 different cards, but they only give you a list here of 6 cards. And obviously this Monster Reborn is ridiculously cool. This card's not really worth anything. The Garnicia Elefantis V-Jump, not really worth anything, unfortunately. The Weekly Jump Promo Dark Magician, I don't think is worth that much. It could be wrong, guys. Actually, you know what? We're gonna look this up. Kanan, the Sword Mistress from the Game Boy National Duel Monsters Tournament. That card is insanely rare, insanely expensive. So yeah, that is something, if you ever wanted to risk it, if you ever wanted to see the Blue Eyes V-Jump card, that card is insanely rare too, I believe. So let's go to eBay, right? And first, let's look at the starter deck 2018, alright, in Japan. Because I might just pick up one of these for kicks. First, limited run, $21, $10 shipping, 10 sold at 21 and 10. So $31 for these starter decks, and as you can see here, does it tell you about... It does not tell you about the promo, unfortunately, but it is the first print run. That's what it made that. There's another one. $40 does not tell you either. There was one listing. Here's a pre-order. I don't think this one will tell you. This was $25. Now, see, I don't even know if that's the first print run. So if you want the first print run right here, first limited from Japan. So that one would probably be the one to get. But there was an auction. Where was it? First edition. Oh, right here. In the first limited edition, one of 6 types of 20th anniversary token is randomly enclosed. But in some rare cases, treasure rare cards enclosed. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's... If you could ever pull something like that, I mean, that would be amazing. So let's take a look at the V-Jump Blue Eyes. I believe this is it, guys. I could be wrong. Here it is. Japanese Blue Eyes Jump Festa 2000 promo, PSA 9. Now, they want $59,000. They want $60,000. They're not going to get that, but they supposedly sold one at $5,000 in November of 17. Wow. Wow. And obviously Kanan or Kanon, or, you know, I never knew how to pronounce it. The Sword Mistress, you can't find her. You can't really find her at all. And what was the other one? Dark Magician Weekly. What is it? Weekly Shonen Jump Dark Magician. But, I mean, this is, if you ever could, imagine opening a starter deck and getting this in it. Mind blown. Mind is absolutely blown. Of course, the odds are, like, you may as well hit the Mega Millions, but, Dark Magician, which card? Weekly Shonen Jump. Weekly Shonen. Now, I don't know if anyone's... Yeah, see, that could be rare. I don't know. Shonen Jump. Let's see. Let's see. Oops. It's actually an interesting card. These alternate artworks as well. Something to note. They're pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it could be rare. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea on that. I apologize for that. But yeah, I mean, that was a cool little 20th anniversary thing. Maybe I'll try one starter deck and just see what it's all about with the 20th anniversary and whatnot. And imagine pulling something like this Kanan or Kanan from the Game Boy National Duel Monsters Tournament, or a Blue Eyes on camera. Imagine someone did that, especially from the US. A lot of people from Asia would probably get really pissed off. So that will do it, guys. I just thought it was a fun idea to add those little things in for you. Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube, oh my goodness, at 35 minutes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube, signing out.